Welcome back. Now joining us in health today to talk about World Physiotherapy Day and arthritis is Dr. Temitope Olofintuyi, a Nigerian physiotherapist with valuable experience as a practicing physiotherapist at the National Orthopedic Hospital. You are welcome,
Thank
Dr.
you so
Olofintuyi.
much. Good morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you for making sure I got that name right. Good to have you here. World Physiotherapy Day, is that today?
No, that's on Friday.
That's on Friday.
It's, every September 8th, every year. Physiotherapy is celebrated globally across the world. The focus for this year, though, is arthritis. And I find that interesting because that is one of the major conditions that we treat. One of the very common ones that we find around, especially here in Nigeria. In fact, a lot of people have that condition and they don't know until the symptoms get worse. So it is a good one that the world globally is educating everybody about arthritis.
Two questions. First off, people would really want to know exactly what physiotherapy is about, and then the actual definition for arthritis. Physiotherapy, that's movement, joints, bones. I guess.
Interestingly, and actually
Layman
like the fact
version.
that you started from movement. So physiotherapy basically is rehabilitative medicine. So
So
when you think about physiotherapy, you think about rehabilitation, think about movement, think about pain management, think about independence, think about function, think about recovery from chronic illnesses. So usually we get comments such as people thinking physiotherapy is just about massage. And I mean, you could not have gone to school for so long just to study how to massage and all of that. But physiotherapy is rehabilitative in the sense that our major focus is to bring people back into full physical health using diverse methods. So we have different modalities that we use in achieving that goal. But the major focus is for you to be back to full health and independence as much as possible, depending on the myriad of conditions, neurological, cardiopulmonary, pediatrics. It could be anything, basically. But the focus is to be back to full function. Now, arthritis is a chronic inflammatory disease or condition across the joints. So there are different types of arthritis. It could be osteoarthritis, which is a very common one, rheumatoid arthritis, juvenile idiopathic arthritis, which is common in children, spondyloarthritis, Gout's disease, different types of arthritis. However, the symptoms presented in each individual can be different depending on their state of health prior to the condition.
So arthritis is it's a challenge with the joints.
Yes, with the joint
And what
surfaces.
happens exactly at the joints to cause arthritis?
All right. So the joint has articular surfaces, that is the surfaces that rub over each other. So in arthritis, those surfaces are inflamed or attacked by the body, depending on, like I said, the type of arthritis. It could be an immune response, an immune trigger to the body. Now, when those joint surfaces are inflamed, obviously, it's going to cause pain when you move. So you have symptoms like stiffness, redness, weakness, and then depending on which type, you could also have generalized body fatigue, body weakness, and all of that. Like I said, the symptoms presented differ based on...
I got a symptom for you. Wake up in the morning and I feel a certain stiffness in one hand and not the other. And why is it that when it rains, my knees hurt? So I know my mother would say I'm a soothsayer that I can call the rain because my knees hurt. I wish I could make money out of it. Oh, rain is coming.
Interesting.
Why does that happen?
Okay, so that happens for, like I said, different persons, different symptoms. That doesn't necessarily have to be arthritis. But when the temperature goes down, people react differently to change in core body temperature. So we have people who complain of pain at their waist, people complain of pain at the knees, people complain of pain, at the arm and all of that. However, if you're having recurrent and persistent stiffness when you wake up early in the morning, you should check it out, except if you were probably lying on the hand throughout the night and all of that. But if that is not the case, you should check it out. It could be one of the forms of arthritis, not necessarily.
So Nigerians have this notion that arthritis is only in the hip. Yeah, you heard about that. Any other thing, now exercise is going to come out. But why is the hip a very major, what do you call it now when it comes to when it comes to the word arthritis? Why do people think arthritis in relation to the hip?
All right. So the hip is a very complex joint. I mean, it loads more weight than any other part of the body, except for the knees, which is also a very common one. But then because of the load of the body on the hip and on the knees, there is increased risk of having degenerative changes along the areas.
Okay.
So you would have people complain of hip pain and especially knee pain. But then that's because of, number one, body posture. So if you do not have a very good body posture, there is an increased tendency of loading weights incorrectly, which would also predispose you to having degenerative changes along those joints. So while people might think it is just about the hip, you can also have arthritis at the hands. Anywhere, literally anywhere. Okay. So far, there's a joint.
I heard this, or I saw this someplace. Putting a wallet inside of your back pocket always is also it's a big deal. It's not a good thing.
Yeah,
to carry a wallet in your back pocket.
Yes.
Could you explain, please?
All right. So that's actually quite simple. So the reason is because when you put a wallet at your back pocket, you're going to be sitting on the wallet. That changes. That rotates your hip. That rotates your hip somehow, and then your spine is bent. So you would not feel it immediately, but in the long term of doing that over and over, you're going to cause a change along it.
Did you know that? I mean, seriously, it's so simple because everybody carries a wallet. Yeah. I personally do not like carrying wallets, but I saw this video where one guy, his legs were measured and it was found that one's longer than the other. Not that it was literally long, but because of the positioning of his hip. Yeah. After years of carrying a bulky wallet in his back pocket,
so he had kind of
like, flexed his, hip a bit. So what are some of the little things we can do to save ourselves from long-term damage, especially when we talk about arthritis? What are those little things habits that we can
Well, the most important habit you have to inculcate is movement. And as simple as that sounds, a lot of Nigerians, not even just in Nigeria, across the world, people have become more sedentary. So inculcating movement, inculcating physical exercises, even as little as walking, as little as stretching. If you do a desk job, for example, you can set an alarm on your phone for you to get up every 30 minutes. Just walk around. Something as simple as that. And also posture.
Yeah.
Posture is very, very, very important. Like I explained earlier, distribution of weight across the body will load the joints differently. So if you have a very bad posture, it's going to load a joint in a bad way, and then that could predispose you to not just only arthritis,
so it's funny
several other conditions.
While I was growing up, it was something older people used to talk about, but these days, even Gen Zs and then Alphas are complaining about, especially the back one. And I would like to think that it's because they're doing this.
Yes, actually.
So, especially at service, I like to hold my phone like this, and people think it's because I want to show off my phone. It's not about showing off the phone. I'm actually trying to save my back posture. So please tell them, because...
Actually, we have a name for that condition. It's forward neck position.
Forward neck position?
Yes.
This is a modern thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And it is literally caused by bending your neck always to use your phone. Well, a lot of people do not know this, but your head is actually very heavy.
Oh, yes, it is. Especially mine. It's a big head. They're referring to me.
So, bending forward that way is going to load your neck badly. And then that could cause a lot of pain, actually. And so you find people coming down, young people coming down with neck pain, pain at the upper back, pain, middle back pain at the lower back, just pain just along the spine. And the major reason is because they've been bending their neck, bad posture. All throughout the time.
That's very...
So if that could be corrected, I mean, it's not so much of a big deal to hold your phone upright.
Yeah.
So if that could be corrected, then everybody's fine.
Dr. Olofintoyi, thank you very much for coming through today. In this little session, we've learned so much. And I'm sure that if you're out there, you've been listening or you've been watching, that you've taken something home. No wallets, hold your phone upright, try to move a bit, especially if you're living a sedentary life. Set an alarm. Help yourself, because your body will thank you for it in the future. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much for having me.
Grand.